But first, let's talk about the big SEC game of the week, the one with national title implications, the one SEC West Division implications. That would be number 8 Alabama beating number 14 LSU 42-28 in Tuscaloosa. And as much as we talked about how this game felt like it was going to be between the LSU offense led by Jayden Daniels versus the Alabama defense led by Dallas Turner, it turned out to be kind of true. But what was remarkable was how these two quarterbacks at these two programs decided, no, we're going to put on tonight. It's a night game. It's huge in the rivalry. We understand that there have been 8 national titles over the last 20 years between these two teams. Yeah, man, let's get it on and popping and get after it. And you got to see that early and often from Jayden Daniels and Jalen Milroe. I found it really fitting that both of those quarterbacks threw for 219 yards apiece. Jayden Daniels rushed for over 160 yards, 163 total yards rushing, put on a TD. And then you got Jalen Milroe doing what no Alabama quarterback had ever done at Alabama, rushing for 4 TDs in one game, 219 passing, 155 on the ground. But this game was so tight. It was back and forth and back and forth. It was tied at 28, and I was thinking to myself, hey, man, first team goes up by 2 scores, has an opportunity to win this, but that came on a little bit sooner than we thought it would be, but not before Jayden Daniels threw what was a great pass that happened to be tipped and intercepted. That changed the game, right? We're talking about holding serve like we play in tennis when we're just playing football. Can you stop people, right? Didn't matter that Malik Neighbors had 10 catches for 171 yards and a TD. It matters that he just missed catching a pass that was actually put there by Garrett Nussmeier, who has never seen a throw that he doesn't think he can make. You got to see guys like Josh Williams come of age, but really the play that changed the game for me is Dallas Turner getting right into the grill of Jayden Daniels. And I am a tremendous Jayden Daniels fan. Loved him with Arizona State, mostly because he's not just a great passer, really great at taking care of the football. And with Brian Kelly as head coach and Mike Denbrock calling the plays, they kind of let that dude do what he needs to do, whether it's running or passing. So you're going to see him get ragdolled more often than you want to see anybody get ragdolled, especially if they play quarterback for you. And coming into this game, he was having what many believe was a Heisman level campaign. Even though they had the 2 losses, you beat Alabama and you run the table and you beat a Georgia in an SEC title game. It would not have been difficult to see Jayden Daniels, not only in New York, but raising the Heisman Trophy, first Heisman winner at LSU since Joe Burrow. Wasn't to be because he got hit right on the edge of what some people would consider targeting. I didn't think that the hit by any means was dirty, but it doesn't have to be dirty to be targeting. Still, Dallas Turner got in there, got underneath Jayden Daniels' chin. It was enough to knock Jayden Daniels out of the game. And at that point, it just didn't feel like LSU was going to have the horses to really overcome a 14-point deficit against an Alabama team that had full control on offense and was doing what it needed to do on defense. I found this game really exciting. I did not expect it to be as exciting as it was right to the end, but that's what we got. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with Jalen Milroe and his maturation throughout this season. He is one of those guys that you will look back at the start of the season and be like, I don't know if that guy's the starting quarterback. And then you got to see what else they had, notably Tyler Buckner, right? And Ty Simpson. And then you're like, oh yeah, so number 4, he's really our best option at quarterback. What if we build the offense around what he can do well? Now, Jalen still holds on to the ball too damn long, and his offensive line gets roasted because he takes sacks, but that's not their fault. He holds the ball. I know of another great Alabama quarterback who held the ball too damn long. His name is Jalen Hurts. All he did was help them win a national championship, and that is the trajectory that this Alabama team is on, right? Think about this. They got the loss to Texas. College Football Playoff Selection Committee thinks Texas is pretty good. They still got the 1 loss on a road to the Big 12 title game. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But now you look at Bama, who gets to clinch the SEC West Championship next week with a win or an Ole Miss loss. Going to talk about that a little bit later on too. But it's not difficult for me to see how Alabama could not only get Jalen Milroe to the Heisman ceremony, you win the rest of the way, you beat a Georgia in an SEC title game, but play for the national championship because this is who Nick Saban's Alabama teams have become. They are inevitable. This is not the best Alabama football team that we have seen, not by a long stretch, but it is still good enough to win a national championship. That is the bar for success in Tuscaloosa. And this game, really at night, with everybody watching it, the performance that he put on, the best of his career, I might add, with over 350 yards of offense. Yeah, I think Jalen Milroe is that dude in the SEC right now. And because Brock Bowers has not been able to play the last couple of games, and because Jayden Daniels went out in a loss, you got to start looking at Jalen Milroe as perhaps your SEC Offensive Player of the Year. Tremendous, tremendous story that is still developing. Really love that dude out of Katy Tompkins. Love getting to talk to him on this here channel, the YouTube channel, I should say, when he was still committed to Texas. You won't find anybody that doesn't like Jalen Milroe. He is fun. He's in it for his teammates, and you want to go and block and catch for him. That's what Nick Saban has at quarterback, and that's what Tommy Rees is calling plays for. Really excited to see what Alabama looks like the rest of the way and whether or not maybe, just maybe, the College Football Playoff Selection Committee thinks that they're a top 10 team. Excuse me, not top 10, top 5 team. They are a top 10 team. Maybe I think they're a top 5 team. We'll see. I got to do this thing called the top 25 that you can read really late or really early, depending on where you are, on the Fox Sports app, foxsports.com. Soon as the games finish, we get that thing up and running, and I have lots of time to think throughout the day. We'll see where I put people. If you like what you've seen, consider subscribing to the #1 college football show on YouTube, the Fox Sports app, or wherever you get your podcast.